welcome back to another episode of the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers Dynasty on College Football 25. We're starting this episode with a look at the Sunbelt Defensive Player of the Week, Joa Cash, a left end, senior player, 2 tackles. The defense did great against USC. Are we also going to have an offensive player? Yeah, there we go. Max Yates, no surprise, 153 yards, 16 receptions. He was incredible. He was fast. He was quick. He was agile. Fantastic. National Offensive Player of the Week. Even the national one. Wow. 153 yards. I mean, that's just, he just had a great game. And with that, this is the end of season recap. Looking back, it was an insane season. It was just absolutely crazy. We pushed so far into the playoffs. We got into the national championship game at Hard Rock Stadium in Florida, in Miami. We beat USC there. So we are the national freaking champions. That is just insane. The season overall as well. We played so well, actually. Of course, we did pick up a loss here or there, especially the one against Marshall. That really hurt because it was just a missed extra point conversion. If we would have scored that, we would have had a draw overtime. Who knows? But nevertheless, we had a very good season. We really had to battle hard, also against Texas State. But we overcame the odds, and that is really something that I just enjoyed immensely. Now, looking at this here, the final top 25, and I bet you wouldn't have expected us to be on the top there, right? Wouldn't have expected us to be on the top there, but we are. This is us up there, and I'm just so happy. It's just really cool. Overtaking everybody else. This is something that I have not really seen happen in Madden, not in this way. So there's that. This is just really, really cool. I don't think there's anybody in here from our team, of course, not in the overall one, but we do have a center, we do have a running back in there, and of course we have McDoom, who's simply the best player we have on the team. I would really hope for him to get drafted. That would be amazing. Nationally speaking, I don't really see anybody from our team. No, there's nobody in there. Yeah, no surprises. But that's all right. That's really all right. Looking at the team. Now, this is something that I do want to take a quick look at. You know, not like crazy, but just a little bit. In terms of the team stats, there you go. On offense, you can guess it, right? We're never really far up. This is just because we don't score a lot of points. This is, I've got the short quarters and all that. And Jesus Christ, we are super far down. Where the hell are we? Oh, there we are. Right, really far down. The offense, 3,799. Passing yards, 2,810, which is still not bad. Rushing yards, points per game, and then the passing touchdowns. So there's that. But on defense, we are at the top, of course, because we simply don't allow a lot of points. Again, the short quarters, that of course helps. We all know that. But there we go. Let's take a look at the season stats now. Again, looking at the passing, 2,555 yards for Ethan Vasco. I know it's not what he would like to have, but then again, it is what it is. His completion rate is solid, 77%. That's good. 11 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. That is not fantastic. But the yards per game, 159.7. He still scores a lot of yards, so that's actually not bad. On the rushing side of things, you know, we don't have these huge numbers for anybody here, to be fair. Even Dove or Yates, the ones that I utilized a lot in the playoffs, not really crazy numbers, because I just have to make sure that I use all the players at my disposal. And to be fair, I kind of learned which players I want to count on in the second season half a little bit more. But with that said, I think we're ready to conclude the season. We're now going to be moving into next week. This, of course, is the off-season episode. All right, players want to leave, of course, or players are leaving. Let's take a quick look at which players want to leave here. Now, we're looking at some names that I was expecting, some names that I would rather not be seeing here, but that's all right. We've got quite a few players that are graduating. All right. We've got graduates can I split this? Let's look at offense. We've got Baltazar, we've got Trey Campbell, 2 running backs. I don't mind that these are leaving. Now, Heston Edwards, 67 rated, don't mind that. He's leaving. Goran Welch, this is one that hurts. He's projected for the first round, which is pretty amazing, to be fair. We've got James Gregory, we've got Thomas Johnson, that's another center. Let me just sort like this. Now, we are losing Nate Johnson. He is graduating. I don't think he'll get drafted, but we'll see. We've got Ethan Vasco. Yeah, he has been unhappy before. I would like to keep him though, so I'm going to try and convince him again. Maybe I can do that. We've got Baltazar and Campbell leaving. Clifford, DJ Clifford, I don't want him to leave. I really don't want him to leave. I know that our playing style is not really making him too happy, but it is what it is. Tucker and McCullum, 2 wide receivers leaving. Eamon Green leaving. We've got Anthony Walton, a left guard. We've got Saipale, Fuimano, Goran Welch, as I said, Thomas Johnson. We've got Heston Edwards and James Gregory. And on defense, we've got players leaving. Jeff Bolden. We've got Joe Cash. He's graduating, actually. We've got Diawara. I think he never played. He was always injured. We've got Jefferson Adam. Then we've got 2 D tackles that I would like to retain, to be fair. It is Matt Schicitano and Matt Woodley. That will be important that they stay. We've got Barber graduating. Zachary Spears graduating. Trellon Slade, a sophomore cornerback, 81 rated. Can I just, that would really hurt if he left. I think I can try and persuade 4, or can I persuade 8? I'm not sure how that works. Now, Barden is leaving. We've got McDoom, who's projected in the 3rd round. That is a surprise. I thought he was going to go first round, but whatever. Charles Arnott Jr., free safety, is leaving. Benjamin Perry is leaving. Strong safety, Pritchett is leaving. And Dre Pinkney is leaving as well. So, there's that. Let's just take a look at this here now. I'm just going to be moving through them. I would like to retain them, of course. I am just not sure if we can do that. All right, so Ethan Vasco stays again for another season. To be fair, I think he did quite well here with us. So there's that. Let's see if we can convince Slade. I think this is not going to work. Oh, all right, okay. We're going to get all of these dudes now. Strong safety, that's a success. Does it help that we just had a pretty long playoff run? Could that help? Failed. All right, Clifford couldn't be persuaded. That sucks. Schicitano, please, fingers crossed, failed. Oh, that sucks. Because the defense... Oh, no. That is a problem. All right, so I managed to... What's the logic behind that? What is the logic behind that? Is it... I mean, I can't really do a lot here. It depends, because these were Fs. And this is D needed. I don't really get it, but all right. So we lose 2 D tackles, we lose 1 running back, and we lose a left edge as well, and that is just brutal. That's just absolutely brutal. Yeah, just really hurts a lot right now because the defense is an area that was problematic to say the least. So all right, we have to make sure that we bring in D tackles because we just left. We just lost 2. I'm pretty happy that we retained a strong safety, Jermichael Pritchett. He's a free safety, a freshman, sorry. And we've got a cornerback that's a sophomore, so he'll be a junior next week. That's also fantastic. And then Ethan Vasco stays on for another season. I would really like to see him get drafted from our college. And now, guys, I do hope the floodgates open. Rashawn Simmons, Glenn St. Mary out of Florida, joins us, a center. Xavier Boozer, a punter out of Hellerton, Pennsylvania, 3-star, joins us. Chase Swigart, a right guard, committed. Jason Quinn, halfback out of Provo, Utah, committed. Glenn Rooks, right edge out of York, Pennsylvania, committed. Hakeem Rutter, Spartanburg, South Carolina, quarterback, committed. Deontay Keaton, free safety out of Miami, Florida, committed. George Gibbs, Wayne, New Jersey, right tackle, committed. DeMarco Jefferson, mid linebacker, that was important, out of Hazen, Arkansas, committed. Very, very important. Now, round 3, we didn't get him. That was probably to be expected. But all right, so be it. We get 10 points. This is the information board here for everything else, basically. Just going to be moving over to the recruiting update here. And we can see round 3 has joined Appalachian State. Well, do what you want to do, my man. We're going to beat you. And this is Miles N.M. Kapali, right outside linebacker. He has decided to join Georgia Tech. We came in pretty late here. But everybody else, we got a lot of dudes. We got a lot of players. That was very important. And I'm actually pretty happy about that. Now, today's National Signing Day and position change time. National Signing Day, it means I can't do anything on the board anymore. I've got 0 hours left. Who has committed has committed. Those who haven't committed have not committed, and we're not going to be getting them anymore. So Patrick Rowe, not going to be getting in. NM Kapali, not getting him in round 3, not getting him either. But what we can do now is we will be taking a look at the positions. Here is where we can start chucking around players and making sure that we have solid players set up everywhere. Now, here we go. We've got Ethan Vasco. He's 86 rated, my starting quarterback. Looking fantastic. We've got Roquan Barber, a senior. We've got Larry Garfield. We've got Brian Lombardo with a step up and the natural. He is looking pretty decent, actually. What's his throw power? 90. Might even be using him. Of course, Vasco is my best one right now, but Lombardo looking very nice. And then we've got Will Wooten, who we brought in as well. He's 69 rated, lower than I expected, but all right. Running back time, let's see. We've got Christian Washington here as my starting running back. We've got Jordan Zamora. Now, he is the freshman that we brought in. We have Quickendall right here. That's Jabari Quickendall. He was already on the team. 74 rated. That's my 3 running backs, 0 fullbacks. I've got a shitload of wide receivers. 74 overall rated. Terrell Damania. That was a 4-star recruit. I'm very happy about this dude here. Now we've got Rustov coming in behind him. We've got Max Yates. We've got Williams. We've got David Cutrera. We've got Tony Zimmer, we've got Terrell Portland, clear-headed and best friend. We've got Quan Shepard and Bryson Graves coming in very, very far back. The question is, what position could I put him? Where could I actually use him? It shows me the overall and it shows me where I could put him. I could use him as a strong safety and not lose any quality. I could use him as a running back, as a receiving back, and I might actually just do that. Why not have one more receiving back? You know, what's the point in kind of saving that one? So no fullbacks, wide receivers. I think we're looking good here. Also, let me just check out this. Where could I put Quan Shepard? Also receiving back, but also strong safety. He could play that. Players minimum 2 and 1. I'm going to put him on the strong safety position, because why not? I've got a shit ton of wide receivers anyways. Tight ends, let's take a look here. I've got Burkle, I've got Devon Tawefa, who I actually used a lot. I've got Khalid Boyle, I've got Isaac Armstrong, I've got Demers Talton, I've got Trey Sermons, I've got Stephon Greenhagen, and Elijah Graves. Now, actually, I like the look of a lot of these. I'm just going to see what I could do with him, just out of interest. I would be losing quite a lot of quality there. Let me see what I could do with Graves. 55 going down. The fullback is actually, it's actually interesting that they don't have a nominal fullback, but I could use some of those tight ends on that position. I actually might do that. Not too keen on having these two here. Question is, Isaac Armstrong probably gonna be close to a starting tight end pretty quickly. And with that said, I'm gonna be using Burkle as a fullback. I don't see the point in using him as a tight end anyways. I'm not really that keen of his performance. Let's see, Trey Sermons. He could actually play left outside linebacker or left edge. I'm going to be using him as left outside linebacker. It even means that he goes up. Well, that's a good move. Go me. All right. Now, Junior, Demarius Talton. What can you do? Fullback, wide receiver. We would actually be losing quality there, so we're not going to be doing that. Greenhagen. I find it immensely interesting that one of these dudes was able to actually switch over and play a defensive position. That actually amazed me. But all right, now left tackle. Let's see. We've got Nick Del Grande on the top spot here. He's a senior. We've got Juwan Bentley behind him. That's a sophomore. We've got Hansen, Joseph Hansen. We've got Luis Vieira. And we have Rayshawn Akbar. So we've got 5 left tackles. That is a few too many. On left guard, we've only got Whitenack. I definitely want to see a player moving in behind him because Whitenack is not going to be there forever. So we're probably going to be switching over Vieira to guard immediately. Yes, there we go. And immediately solid. Immediately a good setup. I like that. Could think about maybe moving Hansen somewhere else. Now, let's see, who do we have in center? We've got sophomore Jacob Katauskas. I like that. We've got Frankie Richardson, 76 rated. We've got Tevin Torrance, freshman, Rashawn Simmons, and Keenan Ezeki. So we brought in quite a few players here. On right guard, we've got Ryman, that's a sophomore. We've got Bryson rushing, I like that. We've got Swigart, also looking good, that's also a senior. And we've got Damian Booker, 69 rated. I think we can work with that. On right tackle, we've got a junior. This is probably the weakest position here, right? Question is, how can we mitigate that? Do we have somebody over on left tackle that I could use here? Without losing too much quality. I could use one of these two. Probably Hansen. What about Akbar? Holy shit, he's actually pretty good. I'm going to be using you over on the right tackle position as a starter. Definitely as a starter. We can move one of these freshmen over to the left tackle position to make sure that we have some backup there. Just like that, pass protector, kaboom, over there. So, I think the offensive line has been sorted. I like this. Nick Del Grande and the sophomore behind him. This is a good succession plan here. Left guard, same situation like this. We've got a lot of centers, probably too many. Right guard, I've got 4. That is probably, again, 1 too many. So, I will be using Swigart on the left guard position just to add a little bit more depth over here. It still is going to be the same depth chart. It's going to be Whitenack, it's going to be Vieira, and that's going to be the setup. I like the centers, I like the guards. We've got 3 right tackles, we've got 4 left tackles, so the offensive line is beautifully set. Now, let's look at defense. This is going to be interesting. We've got Strickland here on left edge, and we've got Beasley as his back, a sophomore. On the right edge, we've got way more players. All right, so we're going to be moving players over there. This is a senior, 78. This is a sophomore. I want to have a freshman over here. This is a sophomore, so he's going to be junior. We're going to be moving Keel over. Can we move you to the left edge? 75. Yes, we can, because we're not losing any quality. That would be something that would make me hesitant, but we're not. We have Strickland here. Joe Strickland. I will be using Randy Keel though as my starting edge, and on right edge we've got a sophomore Bradley Harris, Tim Silva, Deshaun Allen, three freshmen. That's actually a pretty nice setup. I do like that. Let me just do one more thing. Going to be moving you over towards that that left edge spot, and we're going to be moving Beasley over towards the right edge. He even goes up. That's amazing. It's actually pretty amazing. All right, I like this setup. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Everybody can grow, and we are solid. Now, D-tackle position, we've got Titik Pina, we've got Robbie Harrison, and we've got Luke Rogers. Could we use one of you dudes for the D-tackle as well? Wait a moment. I clicked the wrong dude, I think. I wanted to see Keaton. 61. Nope, not really interesting. Keel could be a fantastic D-tackle. We've got Titik Pina here. Now we're going to leave this as is for the moment. Left outside linebacker Trey Sermons. I actually am not too unhappy at this one. Donovan Dembo and Trey Sermons. Mid linebackers, I've got two. I've got Trey Brown and Daniel van Rosenberg. And I've got 4 right outside linebackers. Cameron Avery, who's doing fantastically well. I've got John Casillas behind him. I've got Foxworth and Gilbert Carver. Let me just check out this one here. Trey Sermons, we're going to be moving Casillas over to the left outside linebacker position. No quality lost there, but we do gain a little bit more depth. That's important to me. I've got 2 mid linebackers. I've got 3 right outside linebackers. Now, is there a position here where I could kind of move one more? I could check out. Can I move you to linebacker? Power rusher. Probably right outside linebacker. Because why not? D-tackle 62. We're going to move you to right outside linebacker. We've got 3. Left outside linebacker, mid linebacker, and right outside linebacker. And I'm going to check out if I can move one of you guys to mid linebacker to kind of mitigate that situation that we have there. 66 mid linebacker Derek Foxworth. It's a freshman, so that's all right. I just need some depth there, right? We can build him up, but I like the succession plan, so that works again. Now, cornerbacks. Traylon Slade. We've got Elijah Lee. That is great. Shepard. We've got Jamal Harris. We've got Antonio Barmore. We've got Jackson and Campagnaro. Actually, not too unhappy here. Free safeties. Jennings, 79. A senior, that's Jones. Tommy Byler. We've got Deontay Keaton and Rudd Johnson. And over here we've got also quite a nice setup. A sophomore, junior, and junior. I'd like a freshman in here. So we're going to move Deontay Keaton over to the strong safety position. We've got 4. We've got 4. Yeah, no, I'm actually quite content about this. These are not fantastic, but that's all right. We're going to have to make do. And with that said, I think... Did it save? Please tell me it saved. I think it did, though. I do think it did. Yeah, looks like it did. We actually have a nominal fullback for once. That's a new one. We've got the wide receiver set. We've got still too many tight ends. That is just so many tight ends. What do I do with you? Demarius Talton. Where can I put you? A utility fullback. I'm just going to put you there because I don't need that many tight ends. It's just, I don't need so many dudes there. All right, I feel like we are quite well set. The left guard, we're going to be losing 2 players here, but we've got Vieira who can grow into it. Maybe we'll use one of you as a guard as well. As a left guard, pass protector, George Gibbs. I think that works. So senior, sophomore, freshman, senior, sophomore, then a senior and a freshman. Now I've got a bunch load of centers. This is also quite nice. And we just fix this as well. Could take a look at, is Swigart able to play other positions? offensive line across the board. All right, we're going to leave this as is now. All right, time for some training results. Always keen to see what happened here. Now, we're going to see this. Now, Ethan Vasco, 89, 80, and Garfield go up to a 77, 80, and 89 respectively. It's actually pretty good looking at these results. 89, 79, 75. This is actually looking good. Berkel and Talton. I've got Yates, Williams, Rostov, Turpin. Not all players did go up, but these here went up. I think it has to do with how much I used them last season, probably. I don't really know. Tau effort goes up, Boyle goes up. That's fantastic. We are now an 84 overall team, which is pretty sick, to be fair. Wowzers, all right. Oh, that is actually really nice. Some much needed improvements across the board. I'm just going to go through these real quick. Please pause the video if you want to see some more details. But yeah, definitely improvements. A lot of improvements to be seen here. That is super important. Super important. All right, kicker and punter could have used some as well, but there's that. So we've arrived in week 0 of the new season. We're going to check out the team schedule immediately. As you can see, we've got 2 bye weeks to start things off. Then we're playing Western Michigan. And then we're playing Temple, FCS Midwest, Old Dominion, Texas State. We're going to play Army. We're going to be playing Southern Mississippi, Marshall, James Madison, Georgia, Southern Appalachian State, Georgia State. And then we actually have quite a few bye weeks again at the end to kind of rest our players, get fit again for the playoffs potentially. We've got the conference championship. I'd like to really go super far, maybe just get us straight through into the playoff bracket without having to play the conference championship. We did kind of fall back on that one last time around. But all right, I'm going to be ending the episode now. It's been a long one, a lot of things to do here. Everything else will be the first episode of the new season. Again, I do hope you enjoyed this. What would you have done differently? What do you think of the team that we have built right now? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for making this special. Stay awesome, stay healthy, stay safe, and see you again next time.